The Supreme Court case of Tinker v. Des Moines Independent Community School District. In December of 1965, two Iowa public school students, John and Mary Beth Tinker, publicized their opposition to the Vietnam War and support for the Christmas truce called for by Senator Robert F. Kennedy by wearing black armbands to school. Upon learning of the plans to wear the black armbands, administration came together and created a rule saying that if a student was to show up wearing a black armband, they would be asked to remove it, and if the student refused to comply with this policy, they would be suspended until they agreed to attend school without the armband. Fully aware of the new policy, John and Mary Beth Tinker, along with another student, Christopher Eckhart, went to school wearing the armbands. After refusing to remove them, the students were suspended. After hearing about this situation, the students' parents sued the school through U.S. district courts, asking to restrain school officials from impeding on a student's right to free speech, including symbolic speech.
The U.S. District Court recognized their First Amendment right to free speech, and since they saw the principal's actions as reasonable, administration saw no punishment. The Tinkers then appealed their case to the U.S. Supreme Court. 3 years later, in 1968, the case was finally heard before the Supreme Court. In February of 1969, a decision was made that the right to freedom of expression belonged to the students as long as it didn't distract others or prohibit other students from learning. The students won their cases after a ruling of 7-2 in the students' favor. This case became the precedent for cases involving the freedom of expression in public schools, stating that students own the right to free speech as long as the learning and education of other students remain unthreatened.